Hi guys, welcome back to another craft with me video. Today, I decided to kind of play around with some of the dies that I haven't been using for a minute, and this was one of them, and this is the Vault Atomic Retro. And so this one has the little retro TV on it, and I kept wanting to play with it and I haven't done it yet. And so I took it out because I wanted to see what we could do. And of course, I had to make the little TV box. And so when I did this, I basically used the front and back, but I made my own because I had seen on Tim Holtz's, I guess his presentation when he was first introducing this set, that someone had told him that it fit perfectly on his little Matchbox sets, and I actually have those. And it comes with these little things. And so what I did was I copied the base, which is this part here, to kind of give you guys, you know, if you don't have these, then you can make your own. And so I made my own little box. And instead of making it into, you know, to have it come in and out, I just made it into a little shadow box. And so I just thought that this was so much fun. So we're going to make this, but we're also, and I actually made this one into, if you want to make it into maybe like a little ornament or something, or for the holidays. So you can add a little ribbon to the top. I just added a little hole, put a knot, and put that in. And you can actually add, this is just from the snapshots, the vintage photo on the inside, but you can actually add your own little vintage photos, or not even vintage, just any type of family photo that you want to put in there and gift it to family and friends. So that would be a really fun idea. So we have time to do that. So we'll do that one. And then there's also these that you can also use maybe as gift tags, and just put like a little gift tag here on the back. But I made this with the little wire and everything, and these are absolutely flat. And so we'll see how many we can get done. But I also made this one, which is just a little bit of a shadow box, and just, again, just a little kind of fun thing to do. So these were used without the dies. These are with the die set. So I wanted to kind of give you both options. So let's go ahead and clean this up and get started. Hold on. Okay, so these are the pieces that I've already cut out. And so these are the pieces that we're using. So this is the main frame. And then I cut it again. I did it again, but I did it without the antenna part. So this is going to be the back part, and I don't mind having that little back part, because if you remember, and if you had one of these types of TVs, they actually had like a little area in the back where you can kind of open up and kind of work on it. And so I'm not too worried about it. Tim did show on his video how you can do it without this. I didn't want to go through all that trouble, so I just went ahead and did it like that. I did do it backwards, and so this one I did straight, using the black on top, and then cutting it through this way. And then I did this way, so like that it matches perfectly this way, you know what I mean? So I kind of did it backwards, like a mirror image kind of, so that it'll give me both you know, the same, well, actually this one it's the same. So anyway, and then I have the antenna here. And so we're just going to go ahead and put everything together. I can't even grab this. So there's the antenna. These are the feet. I have those over there. These are the little knobs. I have those over there. And I have this piece here, kind of like the little speaker where the knobs go. So let's go ahead and just put everything together. I'm going to just start layering everything. And so I'm going to put this on here like this. So let's get my glue ready. Hopefully it won't get stuck, because the weather's been really cold here in Georgia lately. I feel like my glue has been suffering a little bit. So we're going to put this right on top here. Let me bring it over here so you can see it better. So I'm going to put this right on top. And all it is layering all the little pieces. So it's really not too bad. When I first saw the pieces, I did get a little intimidated, but it's really not bad. So I just wanted to kind of put one together for you and then show you how to make it like in the little 3D shadow box. This goes on top here. And then this, I actually cut this out. These are all from his, what is it? The craft cardstock that has the brown in the back. So you can actually sand that part down. Actually, let's go ahead and sand it a little bit just to kind of roughen up the edges, just to make it look a little bit more on the retro side. Just a tiny bit, using one of his sanding discs. There, I like that. Okay, and then this is just a wood paper kind of. So I'm gonna put this here. Just glue that down. You can hear in my voice that my voice still isn't 100%, so sorry for the hoarseness. You know, the cough and all of that is always the last to go. Now, this is the antenna, and I actually cut this out from his silver, the metallic paper that he has, the craft. And so everything that I have that I'm using that I can link down below in the supply list, I will, in case anyone is interested. So I'm just going to layer this right on top. Doesn't have to be perfect, just trying to get this. It's hard for me to do little things like this when it's further away from my face. I normally have my face right in it, but that's good enough. Okay, and then I have my little knobs here. So I'm going to put this here. And then we actually have the little pieces that go on top. But let me put these down first. So these will go here. And then we have the little part that goes on top. So this is where my tweezers come in really handy. Excuse me. And I'm just going to randomly put that across. And then I have one more for the little one. And put this like this. Okay. So there is that. We are going to put a piece of acetate on here so that we could cover that, and we can make our shadow box and add maybe a little shaker type stuff on the inside. I do need my pen. Here it is. Sorry. I have my good days and I have my bad days. I feel like today's going to be one of those bad days. Okay, so I'm just marking. I have the corner here already set, so I'm just marking where I need to cut. So easy peasy. I'm just going to follow those lines, get a larger pair of scissors, and cut this down. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then this could go here. So I'm going to glue around this. I might have gone a little heavy-handed on the glue there, but that's okay. So let's put this here. Pat that down. Okay, so there is our front part. Easy, right? Now we're gonna go ahead and get this. This is gonna be the little Matchbox base, which is like the little shadow box. So this is, I'm gonna tell you the measurement, and I'll add the measurements into the description box below. This is 3 inches by 2 3/4. And that's all this is. And I'm going to score on the 4 sides a 1/2 inch. So let's move this out of the way. Get my little scoreboard here. Let's do it this way. And then get my... I like this one because it's like a little rounded on the end. And so I know I'm not going to pierce through it. So let's go and do 1/2 inch all the way around. Holding it down. Scoring 1/2 inch. Okay, so I went ahead and scored that. Let's put this away. Okay, then I kind of use this as my guide. Then I'm going to cut the sides at an angle. See how that's cut? So we're going to cut that corner there. So let's do it. Let's see. This is probably better. So from one corner to the other corner, I'm going to cut. And I'm just practically copying the Matchbox, the Tim Holtz Matchbox. So I'm going to cut all the corners like that. So from one fold to the end of the other fold. Okay. So that's that. And then see how I cut here? So on the long parts, we're going to cut those edges. So here and then here. So we're going to cut it right up, right on the fold, right up to that fold line here. Okay. Now I'm going to put this off to the side. Now we can start folding. So I'm just going to kind of get everything folded and then fold these corners in, these little triangles. Okay, so we're going to put the shorter sides in with the triangles down, and that is going to form our little box. See that? That's it. Easy, right? I love this. I love when projects come out easy. So I'm just going to add glue to these corners here. Okay. And I'm going to press those in. Hold that down for just a second. Making sure that my corners match. I might have to clip these just to kind of keep it in place. I didn't have to do it on the other one. Maybe I didn't add enough glue. But no, I think it's good. Okay. Now we're going to do it on this side. Maybe if I fold it a little bit more, it'll be easier to bring it up closer. Okay, so again, the little corners go in and then the long side goes down. So let's add glue here. And then put it like this and just press that down. Give me that a second to dry. Okay. Now we need a picture to put on the inside. And so this is going to measure, maybe we could do 1 1/4 by 1 3/4 maybe. It doesn't have to meet exactly. So let's just get one of these pictures in here. I kind of separated all of the buildings. That might be cute. I need to take these out. I feel like they're stuck in here now because I pressed them in so hard. So these are all group photos. I guess I could do a group, but I didn't want to have to. This one would be cute to maybe do that. Let's try that one. So I'm just going to cut this down. Let me put this back. I think I'm going to try to do these guys here. So let's see. I'm going to do this and then just trace around it and then cut a little bit more on the inside. So let's get my pen. This is just going to help me get a little bit better sizing. So I'm just going to trace around this. Okay. I'm so sorry. Now I'm going to just cut on the inside. Now, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. We're just trying to get close enough. So I'm just cutting a little bit more on the inside. See if that works. I think I need a little bit more on the sides. There it is. Actually, I think I'm going to cut more on the top. Take that out. Yeah. I didn't cut that straight. All right. Is that better? Yeah, perfect. We're just wiggle, doing little, what was I trying to say? Wiggle it in. Menopause brain. Don't you hate it? Okay, I'm just going to add glue to the inside of this. Again, doesn't have to be perfect, but that's going to be nice. And then that'll go here like this. See how cute that is? And we still have to put the back part, and we're going to put a little bit of something on the inside. Let's do these keys. I think I got this set from Michael's forever ago. We're going to put little keys in here just for fun. You don't have to. I just like the little shaker aspect of it. And I have all of these things, so why not use it? So there's that, and then we're going to put this on like this. Now, if we want to make it into like a little ornament, then here is where you could put your I just kind of use the smaller side, the 1/8 inch. So I could just put this here. I should have done that before. So I have that little hole there. Now I can't put an eyelet because my crocodile won't fit. But I can put, let's say, some of this. Let's put some of this in it. So what I'm going to do is put the little loop in through here, and then we'll knot it on the bottom. I should have done that first. Let's knot this first. Come on, Maggie. Get it together. Okay. So we're going to try to make the knot as small as possible. So I'm going to pull that really tight and then clip that off. And I was going to, no, it'll be fine. I was going to like burn the edges, but it'll be fine. It's not like we're going to try to tug on it anyway. So it should be okay. So I'm just going to use my tweezers and put that through. And there it is. And then we can add this here to the top. So I'm going to add glue. I could add glue all around here. It'd probably be easier. So let's add glue all around here, and hopefully I'll be on point with where my placing of the glue is. Okay, I kind of have to hold my corners in. I kind of have to hold the placing of the box to make sure that I have it where I need it. So I'm going to give that a second to dry. So hopefully I did that right. We'll see in a minute, right? Oh, I think I did it. I think I did it okay. Looks like it's okay. I think I missed it a little bit here. So let's put just a dot of glue here and make sure that that gets stuck down. Okay, then we can put the back part on it. I think I'll probably add the feet first. So we got extra little feet just to make it sturdier. Okay, so let's add the little feet here. So I cut 4 so you can see where it goes because it's kind of slanted in a different direction. So we'll put that there. And then we'll grab the other ones. Oh no, see, that's not the right. Excuse me. And put that here. I'm going to put on the inside because when you look at it this way, you know what I mean? I want it to make sure that it's, I think this one goes here, yeah. I want to make sure that you can see it on the inside, not the outside. Okay. Putting that last piece here. And then we can glue this. So I'm going to put glue on the back part of this. And put this here like that. I think I should have put that glue. Let me wipe this off because that glue should be a little bit further. Let me get a tissue. This should be more here on the edge. Okay, let's try this again. I'm trying not to get the edges. Okay. I want it to stand upright, so I'm going to add it like this to make sure that it's okay. There. Okay, then I'm going to add that extra piece back here and fill in that hole. And that, my friends, is it. And then we've got our little shaker little thing. Is that not the cutest? I love it. There it is. Okay, let me clean this up so that we can do one of the flat ones and go from there. Okay, so this is going to be the flat version of our little, we can use these as little tags. So I think these are super cute, and we're going to use this, and this is going to be the version that we are not going to be using any die cuts, any dies or anything like that. So we're going to actually cut out the shape ourselves, and it's going to be easy peasy. These, you can pretty much use any type of, you know, shape or size that you want to use. You can see that all three of these are different sizes and they all look nice. So I'm going to be using this, and this is just kind of like a wood grain type of paper that I'm using. I don't even know where I put the paper pad. I got it from Michael's Recollections, and so it's just a little 6x6 paper. So I'm going to be using that, and then I have scraps over here that we're going to be using as well. So I'm going to get my little T ruler here, and we're going to measure out the little screen. And so here I'm going to kind of put my little lines here. Now these this size is going to be 3 by 2 1/4. So just to kind of give you a little bit of a reference. So I'm going to add just a line here. I'll erase them after, just so that you can see what I'm doing. Then we're going to do the top. So the top could be a thinner space, and then this side, we're going to leave that a little bit wider. So maybe about there. And then the bottom will be a little bit, I think like that. Okay. So let's see if you see my lines here. See that? So we have it up here, here, here. Okay. Now we're just going to cut that out. So I'm going to use my little metal ruler here and make sure that I have it on the line here. Okay. I'm going to start here and end it here. Okay. Then we're just going to cut out all 4 sides. Trying to see my lines without going over. Okay. And last one. And there is our little screen. It's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna erase my lines. You can do it on the opposite side if it's easier, so you don't have to worry about erasing lines, but it's fine. This, I feel like I get a better visual of what my screen is going to look like. I am going to round the corners. We can go ahead and do this one too. Now that I have it out, might as well. Okay. I do want to ink it. Let me move my little T ruler here. I do want to ink around the edges. So I'm using scorched timber. I think I need to replace my little dauber here. And then ink around this. Now this is going to be easy. I'm not going to have as many layers as the die set has. And I am going to ink on the inside of the screen. So we're just going to do this. And then for the inside little picture, you can put a, you know, like a vintage photo or something. I wanted to keep it kind of holiday-ish. And so I went through my stash and I ended up having these, those washi tapes from the washi tape shop. And I just added it on white background and I thought that these might be fun. So I can cut it out to size. That might be cute to put that right there. These are 3 different stickers. I just kind of added that little scene there. Or we could do that. Let's see. Let's keep going and see. That's really cute too, isn't it? Now with these, you don't have to add the acetate. That's cute. We could do like a little winter scene here. I kind of like that, right? Because even though technically these TVs probably didn't have color, but that's okay. I think I want to go with this one. I think I really like the way that looks. She's reading a book by the fireplace. So I am going to mark where I want to cut it. So here, I'm going to get my long scissors and cut just a rough cut. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just to make sure that it fits in my little space here. See? Let me close that up. Yeah. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put ink, not ink, I'm gonna put glue all around this. And then I'm gonna put it on my table. And kind of center where I want it. Okay, love that. So again, you don't need acetate for this one, okay? Now for the little area here, I'm using, it's that what is it? The burlap? It's like a burlap sheet that I got from, where did I get them from? Let me think. Let me mark here first how big I want this. I got it from Ollie's. So I'm going to mark it here and mark it here. So again, doesn't have to be perfect, just a guesstimate. So I got these sheets from Ollie, but they're like textured. So any type of textured paper that you might have. It doesn't even have to be textured. You can put another little piece of cardstock or something there. I just like the way this looks. And I'm going to round the corners just a tiny bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I am going to ink around these edges just to kind of not make it look so clean. Okay. And I'm going to add this here. I think before we do that, we should probably put this together because I added this as the antennas, and that is just wire. Now, if you don't have wire, you can actually put, this is just silver cardstock. I just cut tiny little strips, and then I used my crocodile, the smallest hole, and I got those those little punches out. And so you can actually put this in between, and it might be easier because it's paper, and you can put it like that, and that would be super cute too. But I want to put these. So this is just, oh, I poked my finger. This is, I don't know what gauge this is of wire, but I'm just going to cut a piece off. Come on. Okay. And I get this from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to get, because I like the way the little beads look on the end, so I'm just going to kind of somewhat put this like in a V shape, and I'm going to get some beads. Sorry. So we'll just put silver. We'll just put silver beads, and it's just these, the little, I don't know what they're called, but I'm going to put it here on the end, and then I'm going to get my tweezers here and roll this around so that, I said tweezers, they're not tweezers, my little pliers. Roll it around, stick it to where it'll stay put. So I'm just kind of, see that? I just kind of put it all the way around. And then we'll put this on something like small. Let me put this, yeah, this is good. Okay. We're just going to close that up a little bit, just so that they stay in place. And then I have this needle, and I'm going to wrap it around. Okay. And then we're going to do the other side. So I'm just holding that end there. Oops. Holding the end and going to wrap it around. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, because guess what? It's going to look nice either way. Then I'm going to flatten that out. And we're going to stick this right here in the middle, but I am going to add a dot of hot glue just to make sure that it stays in place. So before I do that, I'm going to flatten this down and put this right where I want it. And then we're going to put our feet first. So these little feet here, these are from the corners that I cut from the other piece. So I'm just going to, let's see, how can I do this? See if I can cut some feet out of this. Now I only need 2. Okay. Doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to put these here. This one's a little bit bigger than this one, isn't it? So let's see if I can cut another one. Give me a little bit bigger of a piece. Okay. There. They're probably a little bit too sharp, but nobody's gonna criticize for it. We can always trim the edges. I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue on the top and then put these down like this. Just a dot of glue. Trying to make sure that you get the spacing right. There, that's fine. Okay, so now I'm leaving that like that. Okay. Then I'm going to add glue all to this. Okay. And then I'm going to add just a dot of glue to this and quickly set it. Okay. Just take off that little bit of glue that's coming out. How cute is that? Okay. there is that. Now, if you have a little bit of, you know, it's not completely even, no worries. We can ink it and it'll all disappear. So we'll just ink around here. And now we can decorate the front. So I'm going to use my tweezers and glue this down to the front here. Okay. Then I'm going to add some little strips here. See those? So I'm just going to add little strips, maybe in black. I'll just use this. So just cut little strips. They don't have to be perfect. We do want them a little bit even. Guess what? They're close enough. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. Just to add something on the bottom. Okay. And then add the second one. Trying to grab the tip. Add this here. And then for the little knobs, this is what I've been using. I got these from Dollar Tree and I thought that these would be perfect. So let's use, I've been putting 3. I don't know why, just like the way it looks. I think I'm gonna add hot glue to these just to make sure that they stay because of the little fabric piece, paper, whatever it is that I have there. So I'm gonna put 2 different sizes. And then I have another one that kind of looks like a little knob. Okay. And last one is this little flower looking one. And put this here. And then we can put maybe like a little sentiment or something. And I have these from, oh my God, these are from the Christmas 2023. But let's see. See if there's something. Trying to see if there's something that kind of goes with. How about this? A very long time ago. Because she's reading, so I feel like that would probably be a good little sentiment to put. We'll put that right up here. Yep, I love this. Then we'll put a little eyelet here at the edge. Let me get my eyelets out. I'll get a little black one since I have little black accents on this. All of these little eyelets I got from a yard sale. I was very fortunate to find it. And I just happened to pop in because normally I'm not one to look for yard sales, but I ended up scoring on that one. and then put this there. And then we can put, let me put some of this. Oh, I have this little piece already. Let me cut this. And all I'm going to do is put this through and then tie the end here. And there you have your little tag. I'll leave the little, but there it is. There is your little, your little TV tag. And then you can add maybe a little to and from thing on the back. But there it is. There's the tags, and then we have our little dangles, little ornament things. But there it is. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, all that jazz. And I will see you in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye.